This playthrough is rated M for mature.
August 13th, Friday. Well, what was that there earlier? That's probably nothing. The next day I wake up to an oppressive heat. I drag my listless body outside and trudge to electronics shops in search of batteries. What a morning. Since this is an older battery, I'm not having much luck finding what I need. By the time I get what I set out for, the sun has already set. Huh? Why are the lights in my room on? Did you forget to turn them off? That's strange. I'm sure I shut them off when I left. I can hear faint sounds from the other side of the door. Something's definitely inside. It must be a ghost! I know it's ridiculous, but nervous sweat beads up and a cold drop runs down my back. All the crazy and disturbing events of the past few nights have my emotions running high. I hold my breath. I grab the doorknob and slowly turn it. There's no resistance. It's unlocked. I breathe in, cautiously crack the door open. Hey, welcome back. Ah! Hot older woman in my house. Ah, scary. Ah! No, I let myself in. ... What are you doing in my apartment? Oh, right, she can crack locks. I wanted to talk with you before we head to the Black Rabbit. So you picked my lock? Yeah, waiting outside would have been so boring. What, does it bother you? Yeah, it does. Breaking and entering, lady. Boundaries! Don't make that face. You'll ruin your handsome looks. So, what do you want to talk about? I'm sure you've heard all about me from Bond, so I don't see what else you want to know. I've heard about the underground matches, Ami's abduction, and Kubitaro's case too. There was something I needed to hear, and I needed to hear it directly from your mouth. Lemon Tree, that strange power you're going to have. Do you know something about it? Yes, that was just a hypothesis. That's better than me. I don't know the first thing about it. I suppose if I'm to be your teacher, I can't really turn down such a sincere request. That mysterious power of yours is an extension of your intuition. You might know it better as your sixth sense, a little something that warns you of danger. You're saying it's like my instincts? Yeah, you could call it that too. Everyone possesses it to some extent. However, your sixth sense is unusually keen. It's probably why you never lost any of those underground matches. Of course, you also had the physical abilities and reflexes to react to the danger you sensed. I can kind of get a sense for what she's saying. When I'm focused during a fight, I just become so much more aware of my surroundings. It's gotta be that sixth sense. But the true value of our sixth sense isn't limited to that. Animals are fascinating, abilities that aren't necessary for survival are pruned. On the other extreme, they can awaken new abilities if they need them to survive. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? One day, Ami disappeared. I met Kakia. I knew that my life was in grave danger. You're saying that meaning woke my sixth sense, this Bloodman Tree power? Precisely. You're an excellent disciple. But not every person gains some great new power when they face imminent danger. I believe, in your case, that you likely already possess that ability. Perhaps a parent or ancestor of yours had spiritual power. Don't ask me. My mother's just a normal woman. She didn't have any weird powers. And what about your father? I don't even know what the guy looks like. All I know is they abandoned my mom. I see. I apologize if I upset you. Nah, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not crying! No. Anyway, you sure know a lot about the spirit world and all that. I must say, it's nice to have a disciple who views my skills with such respect. But all my friends, everyone know everything we just discussed. It's common knowledge. Wow, what kind of friends are those? You got a group of supernatural fanatics or something? A certain sponsor has hired me to investigate spirits and supernatural activities, and Bond's helping with that. A group that investigates spirits. Sounds like something from a comic book. Yeah, like, was it the Undead Super League or whatever, the Justice League of America, but they deal with, I think it was called like the Dark League of America or something like that, where it was basically all the wizards and evil creatures fought dark stuff in the DC universe. Anyway, so who's the sponsor of yours? The head of a distinguished family you've heard of. He has some strange abilities himself. He uses a peculiar way of thinking to solve supernatural cases most people wouldn't consider, like defending a spirit's attack with a plastic sheet and a broken umbrella. It's quite reckless. The hell kind of idiot is that? He looks like your basic sullen middle-aged man. It goes without saying that he's not my type. He's currently on an overseas business trip with a friend, which is why I have to traipse around investigating cases now. Although thanks to the situation, I was able to meet a wonderful young man like you. Well then, it's about time. We should get going. That's also a reference to the previous game too. By the way, Kojima, do you happen to know if anyone's committed suicide in the apartment before? How should I know? Why would you just ask that out of the blue? Who starts a conversation like that? There's an extremely ominous presence in the apartment. I didn't want to worry you, so I wasn't going to mention it. I changed my mind. Have you experienced any unusual phenomena here? Yeah, a bunch of weird things have happened. I almost died once, too. And yet you seem pretty unfazed. Well, obviously I didn't die. And so much strange stuff has been happening lately that I might just be getting used to it. You're a pretty carefree kid. I sense a power in the apartment that draws spiritual beings to it. Like a famous suicide spot or haunted area. It's like the episode of SpongeBob where he keeps getting scared by the Flying Dutchman, that at some point he just gets bored of it because he's like, whatever. Well, thanks. I feel all warm and fuzzy now. So what am I supposed to do now? Or what am I supposed to do? Without knowing what's causing it, it's hard to recommend an effective approach. Moving out would be the easiest solution. I really don't have time for that. And anyway, I'm not some weakling that's going to move just because of a stupid ghost. I figured you'd say that. It's your life. Do whatever you like. But if it starts getting on your nerves, just come talk to me. When we arrive at the Black Rabbit, the lights are on. Yay, another aura! More auras. More auras! Oh, welcome. Aunt Natsumi is there, and she looks exhausted. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Yes, I won't be here long, though. I have to meet with a new detective. Her eyes are completely lifeless, although that's to be expected. For 2 weeks now, she's been doing anything and everything she can to find Ami. Police, detectives, flyers, the internet. None of it has helped. ... Would it help if I told her that Ami is alive but being held hostage somewhere? Even if I did tell her that, there still wasn't anything she'd be able to do about it. Worse, if she gets involved, she could end up dying just like Murahashi. Despite that, should I tell her what I know about Ami's situation? Might as well. I'm all for telling people the truth, no matter how crazy it is or how much it hurts people. Hey. Sorry, Kira. I have an appointment with a detective. We'll talk some other time, okay? Well, it's not like it was a crucial decision. It's not. Aunt Natsumi quickly leaves. After a bit, Rose, who's waiting outside, comes in. So that was your aunt? She seems so distraught. It's painful to even look at her. ... Hey, sorry I'm late. The Mahjong game got intense at the end. Huh? What's the matter? What's got you two looking so serious? Why so serious, son? You are the most incorrigible, thick-headed man I've ever had the displeasure of meeting. You're beyond all hope. Death will be a kindness to you. Huh? What the heck are you so mad about? I don't even have the energy to explain it to you. Well, women, am I right? Well, how's your investigation going? Don't you dare tell me that it slipped your mind you waste all your time playing Mahjong. Don't be ridiculous. I'm a consummate professional. Here's all the info I've found so far. He didn't have any friends or close relatives, so I wasn't able to get much. But I grilled Maruku's publisher, and it paid off. I finally got my hands on this! Oh, so you originally wanted to be a doctor, did he? Changing career paths from doctor to an author is quite a drastic life change. The reason he did so is a mystery. Apparently he didn't talk about himself much. But it's doubtful that cash was the reason. The Moroka families are extremely well off. Yes, that's evidence just based on that mansion. A poor author wouldn't be able to live like that. Apparently his publisher never once set foot in the house either. Seems like Moroku hated anyone intruding on his private life. So basically, if we were to learn about his private life, our only option is to rummage through the mansion. That's right. I also looked into what was reported on that T-tape. The girl disappeared half a year ago. She was last seen at an intersection about a 5-minute stroll from Moroku's residence. I see. So that's why there are regular patrols around that area. But if that happened half a year ago, why are they still maintaining that patrol route? As it turns out, a number of other girls have disappeared around that area too. They're ancient cases though, so I didn't have time to dig into them. That concludes my report. Good work. Well then, should we head straight to the Moroku residence? We must unveil the truth that lurks within the darkness. Alright, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. We go our separate ways at Kasuji Station, and just like yesterday, and each get on the train. Screaming Author has been updated. 813. Screaming Author, Rumor Notes 4, Bond's Info. Yukomo Moroki, born in 1944, age 55, unmarried. Hometown of Tokyo, surgical intern after graduation. Sudden debut as new popular author at age 27. 1979, release of Dark Fairy Tales, kids horror book collection. Becomes a bestseller. Becomes famous as horror author. Last work, Old Bamboo Cutter's Dream, about Princess Kaguya. I reached the Moroku residence without any particular trouble today. Another wonderful night. I feel like we'll make great progress with our investigation. You got here fast today. Well, I learned after my trip here yesterday. Anyway, same plan as yesterday? Yeah, you and someone else go and investigate. The other stays behind to keep watch. Sound alright with you? Yeah, that's fine. Well, there's a flaw to this plan. Ben looks towards the Moroku residence. It might be the fact that we already explored most of the mansion yesterday. We already checked the hallway, living room, and the bedroom, but there were no other rooms. Hang on a second. From the outside, the mansion looks like it would have a second floor, or at least an attic. But from what we saw yesterday, we didn't find stairs anywhere, right? Wait a moment. It doesn't necessarily have to be stairs, right? Maybe there's ladders hidden somewhere? Rose makes a good point. I missed those details on my first day of investigation. Let's take one more look around the rooms. That's all we can do. We just have to use our feet, eyes, and hands. Time's wasting. Let's get this started. Alright. Alright, so for this one, we're going to choose Bond. Alright. Rose, you be on the lookout. No problem. Leave it to me. I'll see you both later. Alright, let's go. Oh, you're back? Did anything you need file? Okay, well, anyway. No, don't change. What? You're not going to change anything? Well, let's get back to investigating then. Alright. See, this might be all. Looks like it hasn't been cared for in a while. There's weeds and dead leaves all over. I take a look inside the mailbox. There's nothing inside. Oops. There's a strange looking window here. Judging by the shape of the roof, the attic's probably where that window is. If everything on the roof is one room, that means that the attic is pretty big. Anything other than there? No, okay. A solidly made sliding door. There's a slight layer of dust on the frame. Wait, wouldn't there not be dust because we just went there yesterday? Wait, wait. A text. Is it D-Man? I open up the message. Yep, 81322XX from D-Man. D-Mail 6. How are you? It's D-Man. I've prepared your next riddle. Repeatedly hurry the moment of the monster that moves without rest. Hey, look at that later. The investigation takes priority. I know, I'm coming. Well, but if I don't look at it, I lose out on the D card, so. Alright, well, anyway, let's go get that D card. What? Another phone call? As we stepped into the room, the loud ringing suddenly stopped. Tsk, don't surprise me like that. I should check it out just in case. Okay, for the D card, we need to check the clock here. An old pendulum clock. There's an old pendulum clock on the wall. Okay, so we need to move the hand forward 3 times. 1. I push the long hand around a full circle, but nothing happens. 1 more time. And then 1 more. When I spin the long hand, the clock makes a noise. I open the glass door and a card falls out of it. Obtained a D card. I lower my gaze to the writing on the card. Spirit Memoir 6-1, Devil Man. Emails sent to by the devil. If you read them, you'll kill someone. Some murderers have mentioned this urban legend when interrogated. The motives for the murders are unknown, as the attackers claim to be tempted by an evil spirit. In some cases, the victim and the killer had never met. The only thing in common in each case was mention of the devil. 6-2. No traces of these emails were found, and no one remembered the contents exactly, except the subject line. It was that ex-detective guy who told me about these cases, though they came from a police officer he knew. Luckily for me, this was the exact kind of case I enjoy. They're fun to work on, but I never get any compensation for it. 6-3. I went to put an ad in the magazine with a warning not to open the mail, in hopes of finding someone who knew something. I got one response and met with them. My purpose then was to identify the sender. The IP address provider did exist, and I hit a dead end. A few months passed after I started investigating. 6-4. That's when I got the mail myself on my cell, like it was coming after me. I went mad with joy when I saw Devil Mail in the subject line. What do you think was inside? And in a string of 4 letters, Lisa. You know, I feel like I've seen an AI with that name, but that's not important right now. Those letters sound familiar? It was a case for Mr. K. 6-5. This has gotten long, so time to wrap up. But there's one more thing I'd like to mention that might be making you curious. That is, of course, who killed me? Don't be alarmed. The reason's not important, but curses have no effect on me. At any rate, the ex-detective's on Lisa's case, so focus on your own problems. Best of luck to you, D-Man. What's that? Some kind of card game? Honestly, I'm not really sure. The pendulum swings without stopping. Huh. Alright. It's a rattan basket. The fruits inside are all black. The fruits inside the basket are so old, they've all turned completely black. They're completely dried up. I pluck one fruit off what seems to be a bunch of bananas. Dried up fruit obtained. Alright. Alright, check that. I guess check the phone now. Oh. Wooden storage shelf. There isn't anything interesting on the shelf. Fine. There's a black phone on the storage shelf. ... I take the handset and put it in my ear. I don't hear anything. Is the line connected? I turn on the flashlight and follow the telephone line coming from behind the shelf. Huh. I notice that something's stuck in between the storage shelf and the wall. I try wedging my hand in, but the crevice is too small and I can't reach it. Find something? There's something stuck between the shelf and the wall. The space is so tight my hand can't reach inside. Now let's move the shelf. Yeah, that's probably the best way. Okay, now check the shelf again. Move the... well, let's see. Does it say the same thing again? Okay, it does. Okay. Let's try it. I'll give you a hand. Bond and I go to the sides of the storage shelf and... Alright, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins! No, wait. Now! With this call, I pick up the shelf. Perhaps the wood is dense because this thing is far heavier than it looks. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. We just need to move it a little bit. Don't hurt yourself, old man. I'm not a senior citizen, damn it. Here it goes. We move it a step or two and set it back down. Damn it, almost threw my hip out there. So, did you get the thing? Yeah, it was on the floor. So, what do you think it was? Quit playing around and show it to me. I light up the object with the flashlight and show him. It's a cassette tape labeled H. Obtain tape H. ... Looks like it was worth putting my hip at risk. Wonder what's recorded on this tape. It's always the fun is finding out, you know, what is on old stuff like that, especially if it's not labeled. You hope it's not anything obtuse, but you never know. Shoe cabinet. I opened it, but I couldn't find a single shoe inside. What? I opened the door. Oh, I didn't want to go in the living room. I forgot to examine some stuff. Will just move you into the next location, depending on what it is. Cedar plate hangs from the mud wall. It's apparently a decorative frame. Inspecting further, I find there's a single nail hammered in the upper middle of the board. It looks like the nail is for hanging things. No surprise there. Okay, let's go into the bedroom. Okay. We want to use the boom box to listen to the tape, but I want to see if there's anything else before we do that. That's one sturdy bed. Wonder what caused these stains. Now I'm looking, there's more spots than oh yeah, that's the same as last time. Nothing about the boom box is different. There's no tape in it. The battery just as we left it yesterday. Oh, that's right. I remember that I bought the replacement battery. I take the new battery from my pocket and swap the batteries. Oh, you're prepared. You're always preparing. Just go. We shouldn't have any problems playing the tape now. High-class Western-style bed. Looks pretty high quality, but the latest dust on it tells me that it's going to waste. Okay, wait. Barry, the boombox is new. There shouldn't be any more issues. Okay. Now you want to use the tape on it. Tape H. A cassette tape labeled H. It's a recording of a girl in agonizing pain as her limbs are being cut off, as well as the calm voice of what seems to be Yokomo Moroku. But we haven't even listened to it yet. Thanks for spoiling it, game. Let's see. Tape T. A cassette tape simply labeled T. It's an audio recording of a news of a missing girl that referred to as T. A dried up fruit. One of the dried fruits from the basket. It looks like a banana, but it's too dried up to know for sure. If it were edible, a kid might enjoy it. I put tape H into the boombox. Tape H used. I press the play button. ... No sound comes out from the speakers. Hey, are you sure that battery's good? Well, the tape is spinning just fine. Maybe it just hasn't gotten to the part where there's set. Suddenly the phone from the next room rings. Exclamation point, question mark. What the heck's going on? Are we supposed to answer the phone? But tape is still spinning inside the boombox. Let's go take a look. Alright. Now examine the phone. ... I summon up some courage and take the handset and put it to my ear. Radio noise? I hear something that sounds similar when the tapes are never played back. I listen to the headset, just hoping to hear something else. Please just end it. Just kill me already. Exclamation point, question mark. I almost fling the handset away in response to the scream that pierced my ear. Hey, what happened? Alright, it's nothing. I can't afford to miss any of it. I immediately returned the handset to my ear once again. It hurts so much. Please, just end it. Just kill me already. What the hell is this? I hear a girl's voice pleading desperately. From further away, I hear the murmur of an old man. Ah, I see. Sorry, I want to try to keep you alive, but that might be impossible with all 4 limbs cut off. The phone ended with a man's statement. It ended. Judging by your expression, I'm not sure if I want to hear what you heard, but I guess I have to. Tell me what you heard. Alright. I described the girl's scream in the voice of the man who apologized. If what he said about cutting off all 4 limbs is literal and is true, then this is a recording of something truly terrible. The entire time I heard a sound that sounded like tape noise. I couldn't hear it directly, but I think it was what's recorded on the H tape. All 4 limbs cut off, huh? What the hell's this guy thinking, apologizing when they weren't doing it? Sounds like the logic of a psycho. There's no point in thinking about it. We're trying to figure out why he became a psycho. Sometimes it's just a mental thing. I don't know. Alright, let's go back to the room. What the? There's a person there. Okay. Well, let's examine the boombox before you examine that. The boombox looks pretty old. I eject tape H from it. And then... anything else? Battery in the... okay. Nothing else? Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's examine the mannequin. Okay, whoops. Sorry, spoilers. What the hell? I can't contain my shock as my flashlight's up on an object on the ground. I gather myself and look at it again. Is this a doll? Object sitting on the bed seems to be a little girl doll. I'm no doll expert, but I can tell that it's more sloppily made than the Kakuya doll. Its clothes are dirty, and there's a couple of reddish-black stains on it. It's wearing a weird mask. What the hell is that? Its mask supposed to be? It has a beak, so is it a bird? Looks like a duck. Who cares? Let's check it out. I try pulling on the mask to remove it, but it won't budge, almost as if it's glued on. I ignore it for now and take a look at its clothes. I notice a reddish-black stain there. It's blood. There's a reddish-black stain on the doll's clothing. This might be a blood stain. Looks like blood. Maybe I'll give it a try. I let out a breath to relax and press my fingertip to the blood. I hear a sniffling crying sound. Along with it, I begin to hear a quiet voice. I'm famished, famished. Kojima? Hey, is something wrong? No, I'm all right. I heard a voice. The voice was saying famished. What kind of name is famished? Wait, is that a serious question? No, I mean, I'm saying that I have no idea what they mean by famished. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, the word famished means hungry. Huh? That's the first time I've ever heard it. Is it from a weird dialect? Let's just leave this for another time. It's a waste of time explaining it. It's strange that a doll would be hungry, but that's what it sounds like it's saying. Alright, so we need to give him something, so... We need to give him the dried up fruit, because it said a kid could eat it. I take out the dried up fruit from my bag and place it on top of the doll's lap. The mask makes a sound, and then... The mask falls off the doll's lap. Obtained a pheasant mask, dried up fruit used. Yeah, apparently it's not a duck, it's a pheasant, but, you know, what can you do on that one, so... Alright, so that's it for... Yeah, I can't examine the thing anymore, so... Alright, the only other thing we can use is... We got that nail there to put stuff up, so... Pheasant mask. Mask worn by a doll that appeared in the bedroom. Looks like an oddly colored pheasant head. Seems like it's meant to be hung on something. I placed the pheasant mask on the frame. Oh. Hey, it looks pretty alright. Maybe it was hung up here. Just then, I hear something move in the hallway. What's going on? I quickly remove the mask, but the shaking won't stop. Hey, look! Eventually, the vibrating stops. The hallway entrance appears at the mud wall in front of me. Whoa, seriously? Is this a ninja lair or something? This is the first time I've ever seen an actual real trap door. But it looks like we saw a glimpse of the true face of the owner of this place. What are you talking about? There's only one type of person who had built something like this. A paranoid person. Someone who is possessed by something. Possessed by what? That's the million-dollar question, kid. Come on, time to see where this hidden passage leads. Alright, in we go. We make our way down this extremely narrow path from the hidden entrance. It's really cramped. Well, there are rooms on both sides. This path probably goes between the two rooms. At the end of the path, there's another door. Looks like this is our only option. Let's see where this leads. I hear something walking on the roof. Oh, well, alright, that's just something we hear, I guess. Did you get scared, viewers? Yeah, there's sometimes where there's like no jump scares at all, and then all of a sudden you'll get like a million jump scares, but you have to actually look at the, look around. If you don't look around, it won't happen, so. Went through the door. Beyond that door, I opened the door and I'm shocked to look at the front entrance of the Merker residence. What? Hold on, wait a second. Is this really possible? Huh. I mean, I don't believe it either, but it's actually happening. Hold on a second. Keep calm. Chill out. Take a look around. What I noticed next is that the secret door I thought we opened earlier is now closed. Everything else seems to be the same. Why is the entrance to the secret passage closed again? I don't have a damn clue. I'm positive that we entered the secret passageway off of the door. Did something happen the moment we went through the door? That thought gives me an idea. Hey, we entered from the door located at the front entrance, right? So what happens if we try to leave? Like doing the opposite of what we just did? Yeah, if we end up back at the secret entrance path by doing that. I really don't want to think about it, but does it seem like we'd be stuck in here? That's bad. Come on, let's try going outside. I rush to open the door, and once going outside, I see the unchanged Moroku residence once again. Phew, that's a relief. You scared me there for a second. Rose, our looks at the two of us with a confused expression on her face. You two certainly look like you're having fun. Did something happen? Or sorry, you two look like you're having fun. Did something happen? Yeah, you see, I retell what happened when we went through the secret passageway. Really? I can't believe it, but it must be true if you're saying it. Piecing all the information together, it seems that when you enter the secret passage, you enter a different Moroku residence. A different Moroku residence? How's it different? I'm not sure. It could be in a different time situation, just like a specific state. We travel to a Moroku residence in a different state by entering that door, is what I mean. If we had to come up with an explanation, that's the hypothesis that makes the most sense. Assuming that you're correct, how is that even possible? There are some extremely powerful curses and thoughts that sometimes cause phenomena like that. Stairs that take you to the same floor, or an intersection that leads to the same place. These are examples I've heard from someone who actually experienced them firsthand. I don't believe that at all, but I guess I have to too, since it's actually happening. If we're experiencing this phenomena, that means that there are great dangers ahead. Are you going to continue investigating? I'm fully prepared to face these dangers. I've gotten through it up until now. This is nothing. Well, in the fact we die if we stop, I die. Attaboy, there's one thing about you that I like. Alright, now let's continue our investigation. Okay, so we want to switch to Rose now, because now we're dealing with the... We need a bond just to help move that, really, we just need a bond to help move that shelf or whatever. So we need to switch to her now. No problem. You're on the lookout now, Bond. Alright, I'll see you later. Rose, stick to the mission, you hear? Alright, let's get going. Alright, inside we go. Alright, then back to the bedroom. The moment I enter the room, I hear something from the back. Is that a boombox? I hear the button being pressed once again, and the noise from the tape stops. Oh, okay. Huh. Taking a look, I see that there's a cassette tape in the boombox. I ejected it and I noticed that it's labeled A. Again? It's an important clue. We have to listen to it even if you don't want to. ... I rewind the tape and press the play button. And immediately a shuddered voice echoed. It hurts. Give me back my... Ugh, more screaming. A girl screaming fills the room and then finally goes quiet. We hear silence for a bit. Then... Oh, I see. Don't worry, it's just your legs. I'm knowledgeable in treatment as well, but now... The man's calm voice is cut off by the tape stopping. I double check to make sure the tape's done and then eject it. Obtain tape A. That was excruciating. Yeah, seriously. The screams were buried in my ear. Why are just your legs and knowledgeable in the field of treatment important? Thinking about it, the owner of the mansion, Yokuma Moroku, was aspiring to be a surgeon. Is the male voice on the tape Moroku? Yeah, maybe. Alright, let's head back to the living room. Ah! Another doll, yeah. A doll again? I know this doll wasn't here before. I'm starting to be convinced of Rose's theory about the other Moroku residents. Taking a look at the clothes it's wearing, I can see a light stain on abdomen. Yeah, it's a blood stain. It's wearing girl's clothes. Looks like this doll is a girl too. There's a slight stain near the abdomen. Looking closer, I see that the stain is red. I try to take off the mask, but it feels like it's stuck on really well. Maybe I'll give it a try. I slowly breathe out and bring my fingertip closer to the stain on the clothes. I'm hearing what sounds like crying again. And from afar, a girl's voice saying, I'm cold, Mom. This time I hear words I can understand. Cold? Is that what she was saying? Yeah, I heard it clearly this time. Cold, Mom. Fortunately, I don't see a heater here. If we can't do anything about it there, then we'll just have to carry her somewhere we can. Thanks for that. So, Carry the doll? Yep. I guess I'll do it. Here we go. I steady myself and carry the doll. It feels heavier than an actual child. Careful, dolls won't help you lift them. They'll probably feel heavier than a child. Makes sense. Yeah, it definitely feels that way. Alright, now the question is, where should we carry it to? I carry the doll. You can't investigate while carrying the doll. So, just go to the bedroom. Entering the bedroom, my eyes immediately shift towards the bed. Those blankets are obviously high quality. I'm sure she won't be cold in that. Alright, there it is. I'll lay it down on the bed in the back. You move the blanket aside. As you wish. Okay, here we go. Or here you go. I lay the doll on the sheets and place the duvet over it. Or is it duvet? Well, whatever. Now let's see how she feels. She shouldn't feel cold anymore. Let me ask her again. I put my fingertip under the blanket. I hear a voice crying again. And that voice... It's cold, Mom. It's no use. She's saying the same thing. Oh, wait. I realized I was overlooking something important. Mom. Huh? I think she wants a mother? Huh. Well, don't look at me. Well, you're old enough. You're closer than I am, right? Well, the doll definitely isn't satisfied. Now what should we do? Examine it again. The doll seems to want a mother. Hey, Rose. Sorry, but can you handle this? Rose grimaces. She doesn't really realize she's that old at this point. But I have an image to uphold. Sorry, but we really don't have the time to care about things like that right now. Fine, but only because you're my disciple. I know I'm the one asking you to do this, but what are we supposed to do here? Essentially, we need the doll to feel some motherly warmth. I think an invitation of breastfeeding would be best. ... Wait, seriously? You're going to... No, I'm not going to actually feed it. I'll just sleep next to it and lull it to sleep just like mothers do. Here, like this. Slipping under the blanket next to the doll, Rose speaks to it as she rubs its head. Oh, you must have been so scared. It's all right now. Bob's here with you. There's nothing to worry about anymore. Your scary dream is over now. Hush now. Go to sleep. I hear a clack from the mask. Yeah, you only need Rose for this part specifically if you're switching the partner. So, hey, Kojima. Rose crawls out of the blanket. She's holding on to a dog mask. Obtain the dog mask. It just came off on its own. Maybe this means the doll has been released from her thoughts. Now that she mentioned it, I remember the mask coming off on its own when I gave the doll fruit. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there's this as well. Obtain the hand towel. What's this? It was wrapped around the doll's mouth. I assume it must have been used as a gag. The screams I heard in the tape replay themselves in my head. I pick up the doll from the bed. Rose helps me and we put it back in the living room where it was originally. Well, that's awkward. And you can't examine it now, so alright. Alright, now that we have a new mask, now we can put that on the peg now. Alright, see. Tape A. A cassette tape labeled A. It's a recording of a girl screaming in a mysterious voice. This is one of the missing girls in Yakima Moroku. Dog mask. A mask worn by the doll that appeared in the living room. It looks like a dog. Like the pheasant mask, it appears to be hung on something. Hand towel. Silk washcloth that was wrapped around the mouth of the doll with the dog mask on. The damage to the fabric hints that it's been used for something it wasn't intended for. Ugh. I placed the dog's mask on the frame. Once again, the entrance to the secret passage appears. As expected. If our working theory is correct, there should be another Moroku residence inside. That's right. Come on, let's go. Alright, let's head inside this place. Alright. Any scary ghosts appearing? Nope. Went through the front door. As we thought, the door in the secret passage connects to the front entrance of the residence. The entrance doesn't look any different aside from the passageway entrance being closed. I think it might all be this actual same. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, anyway, let's go into the living room. We're basically just checking the place out. When I enter the room, I hear the sound of someone knocking on the front entrance. Who's there? Land shark. Is it Bond? No, he has a cell phone. Let's go check it just in case. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think most of it is the same dialogue. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Well, also to unlock random see if there's any random like ghosts appearing or stuff like that, so. Going outside. Bond is standing around and being a good lookout. What? Looking for something? No. Hey, did someone come by just now? What the hell? What are you talking about? I mentioned the sound that I just heard. Kind of felt like someone was delivering the mail or something. So I came to check in just in case. Well, obviously no one's been here. If the knock was that loud, then I would have heard it too. You didn't hear it? Nope. Well, considering everything else going on with this place, there must be some sort of reason. Maybe you should take a quick look outside. Yeah, I'll do that. Alright, well he said deliver the mail, right? So. Alright, check that. Digging around, my hand bumps into something. It's a cassette tape labeled S and a sparkler. I understand the tape, but why is there a sparkler in here? Looking closer, I see scorch marks on the tip of the firework. Looks like it was lit, but the flame went out before it reached the end. Well, the obvious answer would be harassment. He probably didn't talk to his neighbors much. I see. Okay. Now we need to switch back to Bond again. So I had to go in there. Alright, switch. Bond. Alright, Rose, you're on lookout. No problem, just leave it to me. Au revoir. I'll see you both later. Alright, let's go. Alright, back in the back. Now we want to listen to that tape again, that new tape. No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to use mine. Tape S. Cassette tape labeled S, like the other tapes, is a recording of a young girl who fell victim to Moroku. And Sparkler, a favorite of kids in the summertime. Summertime, summertime, doing in the summertime. The paper wrapping feels damp and the tip is burnt. Might still light, or it might not. Dot, dot, dot. I put tape S in the boombox. I press the play button and let out a sigh. Let's sigh. There's a long period of idle sounds and then a scream along with a loud noise. How could you? What? Why? The sound makes me gnaw my lips. I never thought it'd be so stressful just to listen to screams. The girl repeatedly screams, "Give it back." I don't want to imagine what she wants back. Soon the scream grew distant. I hear a man's voice once again. I see. No need to worry. It's just one arm. Let's take our time and cut while I treat it. The sound cuts off there. I think I finally understand what this man was doing to these girls. It's clear from the other tapes that he's been cutting off the hands and legs of the victims. He's even saying why he treat it, so... His objective isn't a murder. So his objective for cutting off their arms and legs must be something else. I don't get it. Why the hell would anyone need to cut the arms and legs off of anyone? Obviously, this isn't a question that any sane person can answer. It is met by a suffocating silence. Let's investigate some more. It feels like we're slowly getting closer to finding that reason. Alright. Back to other... Basically, you just have to kind of go back and forth between the house to figure out what's going on, so... Yep, we got a new doll here. I find another unfamiliar doll sitting in front of the coffee table. Here we go again. Something about this doll immediately jumps out as different. Is this one naked? This doll doesn't seem like it's wearing clothes. And just like the other dolls, there's a red stain on it. This doll's wearing a monkey mask. The doll isn't wearing any clothes. There's a red stain on its body. I try to take out the monkey mask, but like the other dolls, it doesn't come off. So, yep, bloodmetry. Maybe I can hear this doll's voice. I take a deep breath, move my fingertip towards the stain on its back. I hear some sniffling and crying. Then I begin to hear a quiet voice. I want to go to school. They never make this easy, do they? I think the voice I heard was saying, I want to go to school. But how would I make that wish come true? Anything else? Okay. Well, anyway, we have to use the sailor uniform we got a bit back for that. Let's see. Okay, nothing else. Okay, yeah. Sailor uniform. I take out the sailor uniform and put it on the doll. Seems like you're having a tough time. I'll help. Putting clothes on the doll ends up being a lot tougher than I thought. Working together, the two of us finally managed to push the hands and legs through. Phew, who knew dressing up a doll was such a hard work? Damn. This is probably tougher because this heavy doll isn't helping us at all. I step back and look at how it turned out. The ticking on the clock and the sounds continue to drone on and on. That's weird, nothing's happening. Is the school uniform not enough? Well, this isn't a school. Seriously? I don't want to think about taking this doll out of here and taking it to a school. The closest school is pretty far from here. Hey, Kojima, sit next to her. Huh? What are you talking about, old man? What are you talking about, Willis? Listen, just shut up and sit down. Also, I'm not Ben. From now on, you call me Mr. Ben. You got that?
Huh?
Say what? Though it feels ridiculous, I sit down next to the doll as Bon ordered. Alright, let's review what we learned in our history lesson last time. So, when did Columbus make it to America? Kojima, what's the answer? It's like 1762 or something like that. I always there's a like a limerick for that. So, Ben pretended to be a teacher, calls on me like I'm a student in his class. What the hell? 14. I don't know why I said 17. What is wrong with me? Something about the ocean blue. Oh right, it's 1492, right? I don't know why I said 17. Something I was being stupid. Good. I'm glad you reviewed what you learned. All right, next question I'll ask you. Ben points to the doll and throws out a question. What year was the Emancipation Proclamation signed? However, the doll continues to stay silent. Fine, I guess I can help keep this going for a bit. Yo, Mr. Ben, don't you think that question is too difficult for an elementary schooler? Oh, good point. My bad. You're doing a terrible job as a teacher. What did you say? You runt? There's no way. That's no way to talk to a teacher. What kind of teacher calls a student a runt? Jeez. That's it. Come here, you little. What, you little? Oh, you want to fight, you fraud? Then the next moment, with a clack sound, the doll's mask comes off. Hey, did you just see that? No way. All it took was a half-assed act like that? What are you talking about? That class lesson? No, that was a class lesson, no matter how you slice it. I was teaching my ass off there. I'll have you know I've got a teaching license from my college days. Wouldn't trust it. Well, as it happens, you don't count. Anyway, it worked. You should show some more gratitude. Attain the monkey mask. Hey, there's something else on the floor. Shining the light around my feet, I see a ghost. No, hard shoes. I don't know about the shoes, but this mask is probably for... Yep, probably. Let's give it a try. Alright. Anything else from you? No, wait, I don't think we can check it all, yeah. Alright, and like before, use the monkey mask. Hard shoes. Pointed toe shoes found near the doll wearing the monkey mask. They seem like shoes a ballerina would wear. Alright, monkey mask. Mask worn by the doll that appears in the living room. It looks like a monkey. Like the pheasant mask, it appears to be meant to be hung on something. I place the monkey mask on the frame. The entrance to the secret passageway appears. This is the same as always. I wonder if that's true for what's up ahead. I feel like Ben was trying to imply something with those words. ... Let's just be careful and move forward. Okay, before we move forward, we actually want to switch back to Rose. Come back here, you beautiful broad, you. Yep, same dialogue. Yep. Okay, back inside. Alright, now we go inside the house. I step into the secret passageway and immediately notice something strange. Hey, is this? The walls are covered in red streaks that look like someone was cleaning off a brush. Is this blood? Looks like it. This seems like a situation that calls for your special abilities. Right. I had just finished adjusting my breathing, so I reached toward a section of the bloodstains. Question mark, exclamation point. Exclamation point. A scream shrieks down directly above our heads. It's even more high-pitched than the one at the entrance. It hits me like a lightning bolt. My vision immediately goes white. All strength drains from my limbs. I have to move immediately or I'll die. But do I still have the strength to escape? What should I do? Alright, well we need to get down, right? So, fall to the floor. No, I don't have enough strength to escape. Then I should choose something that will let me stall death for even a second longer. I hold my head and fall on the top of the big bloodstain. Then, is this the memory from the blood? My bloodmetry activates. A screaming voice disappears and I hear the high-pitched cry of a bird that sounds like it's communicating with others. Was that a crane cry? The friendly cranes were calling out to each other. If that's the clue to stop the sound, then what should I do? Well, we need to scream, right? Or make a sound? So make Rose scream. Because it's supposed to be women's voices. Hey, Rose! I tell Rose to scream through gestures. Scream! Pretend you're a bird and scream! Exclamation point. It looks like my message gets through because Rose rears back and screams. However, I can't hear it at all. Damn it, I guess this is it. My despair turns to resignation and then my consciousness leaves me. Same as me. That's all I hear as I slip into darkness. And we had little money. ... An unknown amount of time passes. Someone's voice brings me back to my senses. Are you awake, Hajime? I take a second to gather my senses. Did the screaming stop? What are you talking about? Yes, it stopped, thanks to your advice. And well, also thanks to my voice training. I never knew I could scream so loudly. So that means... I see, so we're saved. Unfortunately, this is neither heaven nor the river Styx. We're still living out this current life. As long as I'm alive, I don't care. Anyway, I look up at the ceiling of the passageway. That scream, it came from directly above us, right? Yeah, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. I guess that there's a room above here. But it doesn't look like there's a ladder hidden anywhere. Hey, you alright? Yeah, it's nothing too serious. I just strained my throat from all that screaming. I watched Rose rubbing her throat. I could tell that she yelled herself raw, which is to be expected after belting out a scream like that. I never expected that I would have to match the crane's cry with just my voice. Some pieces mimic cranes with a shakuhachi or a kokyu, but I've never heard it done vocally. Shakuhachi is a flute made of bamboo, right? What's a kokyu again? You're a high schooler, so what a crude comparison I could give you. It's like a Japanese violin. You pluck the string with a bow to make sound, so it's very similar to the violin. I see. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, please embrace knowledge. I also hope that your desire to learn will be reflected on your next reports card. Now let's get back to investigating. Yeah, we're still running out of time. The other Miura residence should be just ahead, right? True. Well, then let's go. Just as we thought, the secret passage connects to the front entrance to the Moroku residence, but the entrance here has an obvious difference to the front entrance from earlier. Hey, look! There are more of these for those frames. I see. This is starting to get interesting. Let's get the mask out. At the moment, the cell phone vibrated. Right, it's almost... Pity, we're out of time for tonight. Hey, it's me. Time to get out of there. Alright, let's go back. This is pretty good for today. Let's go. Hey, Bond, we're back. Hey, Rose, what's wrong with your voice? What happened? Were you rocking out or something? Kojima, I'll leave this one to you. You explain how it saved us? Question mark. We tell him what happened in the mansion. The 3 dolls and the 3 tapes and the screaming in the passageway. But he was there for some of those dolls. But anyway. That screaming again, huh? Yes, but this was worse than before. He was trying to kill us. This may seem rude to Rose, but I'm really glad I didn't go with you. Squawking like a bird just isn't me. Yeah, you'd fail if you brought Bond with you. If it was you and me, we'd probably be dead right about now. Hey, give me a break. I'm not dying on an unsatisfying death like that. Getting back to what we uncovered tonight, those 3 tapes are fascinating. Each one recorded a man dismembering a girl as she screamed and pleaded. What a grotesque copy. However, he didn't seem like he was just a sadistic deviant. He sounded pretty calm and kept saying things like, I want to make it so you don't die. He also seemed to be very knowledgeable about what he was doing. So, it's pretty likely that Moroku's on the tapes. Before he became a children's author, he wanted to be a surgeon. The dots connect. If I recall, Moroku wrote horror-themed fairy tales. I'm quite curious to see how he tied the dismemberments into his work. I'm absolutely fine never knowing the answer to that. I've read some of his major works myself, but there wasn't anything as weird as that in them. I don't know about his other books, though. Most of his stuff is out of print. It seems to be more likely to find his insanity and inquisitiveness in his manner works than... Hey, Kojima. From what I heard from Bond, your aunt's also a horror novelist. You don't mean... You want me to ask her about Yukimo Moroku? She might know some dark tidbits that only someone who traveled his circles would know. We won't know unless we try. See what happens when you ask her casually. I don't want to talk to her. She's depressed, man. Well, no need to get so worked up. It's good to see that you're concerned about your aunt, but your life is on the line here. Alright, enough chatter for today. Time to split up. Getting called in for questioning would be a real pain. Alright, it's all up to you, Kojima. Au revoir. I say goodbye to them and return to Kasuji Station, heading over to the Black Rabbit. I wonder if Aunt Natsumi will be there. Oh, Akira. What are you doing here at this hour? Her cheeks are looking kind of reddish, and her eyes are cloudy. She must have had quite a bit to drink. Yes, stop her. Let her be. Have a drink yourself. Stop her! You're worried about me? I guess you and Satomi are like that way. I don't want to talk about my mom. I don't have any good memories of life with my real mother. She was nice enough, but she couldn't hold down a job, so we lived in poverty. Until Amaname helped find me a part-time job. There were even days when we didn't eat. Anyway, there's something I want to ask you. Do you know an author called Yukimo Moroku? Huh? Where'd you hear that name? A friend of mine is interested in him. I thought you might know since you write horror novels. Oh, is that so? Yes, I know Moroku well. I loved his books when I was younger. Aunt Natsumi starts talking without me having to lead her much, probably because she's drunk. Nobody could deny her the right to occasionally drink her pain away for at least a little while. Moroku used existing fairy tales as motifs to build his own horror books. Did you know the Grimm's fairy tales originally had some horrible scenes in them? Yeah, like was it Tom Thumb getting his thumbs cut off and stuff like that? The famous story Cinderella's no exception. Oh yeah, and I think in that they chop off the older stepsister's toes to fit into the glass slip or stuff like that. Her stepsisters cut their feet to try and make the glass slipper fit. I think in the original story they cut off their toes to make it fit. They cut their own feet? Yes, that's right. Even if they were doing it to try and marry a prince, that's some serious resolve. ... It's probably just... Well, back in the day, the fairy tales were meant to be like, tales to like get kids to like not do things. Like don't bite your thumbs, so forth and so on. So they were more grim just to teach a lesson to children. So nowadays, most fairy tales are too soft or most tales never get too dark. So it's probably just coincidence that she chose that particular example. But after listening to those tapes, it didn't leave me with a good feeling. When I was a schoolgirl, I was obsessed with Moroku's Dark Fairy Tale series. He put some bold, dark spins on Japanese folktales, just like the Grimm brothers. His unique setting and descriptions earned him a lot of passionate fans. He was pretty amazing, huh? Too bad he was a weirdo outside of that. I guess it's the whole separate the art from the artist, huh? Yes, in some sense, he's a genius. Because they're children's stories, they have an informal style, and yet they're so realistic. His description of bone, flesh, and blood were so vivid they sent chills up my spine. So he was using cutting the girls up as reference material for his books. You don't say. I'm sure Moroku knew a ton about bone, flesh, and blood. Well, he was also a surgeon. Moroku studied medicine before he became an author, so I'm sure he was influenced by that. It's pretty weird for a doctor to become an author. His family might have pushed him to become a doctor against his wishes. A lot of his relatives are important members of society. He himself hated worldly things like fame and money. Is that enough background of Moroku? Yeah, that's enough. I didn't think you knew so much about him. He was my inspiration to become a horror novelist, but I have to say that Satomi was much more passionate fan of his than I was. I remember that she'd go to great lengths to learn more about him. My mom was that interested in him? I thought Yokomo Moroku was a total stranger, but now I'm learning through it surprisingly connected through my aunt and late mother. We've been talking for a while now. You should get home. You're gonna stay here long? Yeah. Even if I went home, Ami's not there anyway. Aunt Natsumi. I'm gonna lie down in the back. After all, I'll be busy first thing in the morning. Good night. She gets up and walks unsteadily to the inner door, disappearing behind it. I lock the front door of the Black Rabbit and start walking home. As I stroll down the dark roads, I pray that Aunt Natsumi can get some sleep. Alright, so now we got a little exploration section, so we want to find the D-Man again. There's no new dialogue if we check stuff, is there? Okay, it's all the same. I'm just gonna skip it in the future. Alright, let's head back to the our apartment again. Text. I open up the message. It's D-Man, 813-23XX from D-Man. Subject D-Mail 7. How are you? It's D-Man. I prepared your next riddle. Feed the souls of the triplets to the monster that consumes souls. What does that mean? No, I know what it means. ... Alright, back to the convenience store. There we go. So let's examine the trash cans here. I searched the trash bins by the convenience store. Damn it, why the hell am I doing this again? Light catches on something in the trash. That's gotta be it. In each of the trash bins, there's coins mixed in with the trash. Obtain 3 coins. Okay, now we need to go back to the underpass because we need the money to feed the the photo thing. Because we don't carry money on us, apparently. 3 coins. Cheaply made coins like those given at arcades. There's a huge letter D engraved on both sides. I enter the booth and insert the 3 coins into the slot. 3 coins used. Then... suddenly the machine whirs to life. Wait, what the hell? Stepping out, I find a card in the picture pickup slot. Obtain D card. I lower my gaze to the writing on the card. Spirit Memoirs 7-1, Rabbit Island. Southeast of Tokyo, at the end of the Izu Island chain, an island made up of 100 tiny islands isn't on a map. It's called Rabbit Island. Currently uninhabited, the factories and ruins there indicate people had lived there previously. The only residents are numerous rabbits, and it's said that travelers and fishermen who visit are welcomed by them. 7-2. Upon further investigation, I couldn't find anyone who had visited when the rumor had spread, or where it came from. Official agencies gave me the cold shoulder. Thanks to Mr. K, the investigations has made significant progress in recent years. His family used to supply the military during the war, mostly with antiquities. 7-3. The only living items, around 10 rabbits, Mr. K's grandfather raised as a hobby. What the military did with them is unknown, but soon after the war, the family received a request to retrieve them. The letter only had a map with an X marked on a patch of ocean. Mr. K and his grandfather had always thought the rabbits had drowned along with the warship. 7-4. But I realized something when he showed me the map. That's right. It was the location of the rumored Rabbit Island. Things got strange after that. Mr. K, the ex-detective, and I decided to head to the last of the Izu Islands with some assistance. Now that I think about it, Mr. K had a bad feeling about it, which ended up being proven correct. 7-5. But I won't tell you the source of this bad feeling for now. The island was indeed there, and full of rabbits. We discovered that the place felt frozen in time. Memories of horrible battles remained. Human experiments, cannibalism, atrocities beyond imagination made a natural Eichmann sight. Slightly different from what you're facing now, D-Man. Man, he's putting serious effort into this. Guess I'll go home. I solved D-Man's riddle, so I head home feeling pretty satisfied with myself. Scream Author has been updated. 8:13, Scream Author, Rumor Notes 5. What the? Actually, that went by too fast. I couldn't read it. I think it said, like, stop looking or don't look or something like that, but it went by so quickly, so sorry. You can pause it if you want to read it. Rumor Notes 5. Several tapes contain terrifying yelling of kill. Little girl kidnapped, her arms and legs were severed. I want to make sure she won't die. What does that mean? Heard the scream of the screaming author. Rose screamed back. Would I have died if she hadn't? Yes, we would have. Man, I'm tired. Who could be calling this late? Mushy Mushy. Hello. Who the hell are you? You better cut this out. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Damn it. It's the one from yesterday. Bet I'll be waiting for a call again all night again. May as well take a shower first. August 13th. It's like I've got something on my back. My limbs are heavy. Like teeth or something like that? No. Spirit of Martial Arts. No, nothing new there. Okay, anyway. Alright, let's go to the bathroom. Speaking of, do I have anything to drink after I get out? Well, let's find out. I open the fridge and look inside. Nothing. I'll go and get something from the vending machine. Right, let's go outside. Close the vending machine is in front of the cemetery. There it is. Why would you put a vending machine in front of a cemetery? That seems uncouth. What should I get? I don't know, man. The telephone pole has an odd light attached to it. Doesn't look like it's been taken care of. The grave is surrounded by weeds. It's always weird to see graves like a cemetery, but no like fence to prevent people from messing with it. You know what I mean? At least in America, it's like that. The light coming from the machine is kind of creepy. What are you gonna get? I don't think it really matters what you get, but Wah green tea, semi-sparkling cola, honey natural water, nata de coco a lot, olay, and Iron Century water. Let's get the cocoa. It's a new cafe au lait product with nata de coco in it. I buy 2 bottles of nata de coco au lait. Okay then, time to head back. As I turn to go, a warm, damp breeze blows past me. Ugh, what breeze? What? That breeze was gross. Nothing on caller ID, huh? Hello? ... Damn it, again with a silent call? Probably the same one from earlier. Wonder how they'll react to the silent treatment back. ... What is this? It sounds familiar. It's TV static. Just like what I heard coming from the next door yesterday. Wait, why am I hearing this on the phone? Where's this call coming from? It's coming from inside the house! Oh wait. An ominous thought pops into my head as if they sensed it. The call ends abruptly. I better hurry home. Rushing into my room, I quickly scanned to see if anyone's there. There's no one. Guess that call wasn't coming from here after all. Man, I'm exhausted. Time for a quick shower. I forgot to turn it off again. Man, I'm exhausted. ... What the hell? It's the neighbor again. Huh? That flashing image probably wasn't nothing. Guess I just imagined it. I feel better now. Time to have the drink I bought earlier. I sit on my bed and drink a Natte de Coco Olé. The Olé tastes good, but most of the Natte de Coco is stuck to the bottom of the can. Oh well. That's why you shake it up, right? Shake it up. Finally time to relax. Alright, time to read for a bit. Huh? Something's up with this room. Like, something's out of place. Well, I don't know, maybe something on the calendar there? Huh? Maybe? What does it say there again? 16th? August 13th. Okay, never mind. That's the same as before. Anyway, yeah, this. Something's written super tiny on here. What does it say? Don't look. What is this? The writing is creepy enough, but the wallpaper by the words is stained and peeling. Is there something underneath? Should I peel off the wallpaper? Yep. What's this stain? That don't look. The voice on the phone said the same thing. Please don't look inside. So, was that shadow we saw in the Moroku residence? No caller ID again. I'll just reject the call. Fuck, not again. The calls won't stop. It's getting on my nerves. I'm pulling out the battery. I turn off my phone and remove the battery. This one too now? Better disconnect this one too. Ignoring the call, yank the power cord from the outlet. But the ringing doesn't stop. But I unplugged it! Abruptly, the ringing stops, but then the receiver starts to make a noise. What the? Ah! The screaming is the same as what we heard at the Moroku residence. The instant splitting headache almost knocked me unconscious. I won't last if I can't get the voice to stop soon. What do I do? Let's destroy the phone, man. What if I destroy it? I shuffle over my hands and knees and smash the phone with my fist. Break, damn it! Break, 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 break! I punch the phone over and over, burying the pain, and by the time the phone's lost its shape, the screaming's already stopped. You punched it? I think there are probably better ways to destroy the phone, but alright. Sure, punch the wall. Somehow I escaped. That screaming. Is it the spirit from the Moroku residence? Nothing else better happen for the rest of the night. Crisis averted? I suck in a deep breath. Man, am I exhausted. Shit, I need to rest before I clean this mess. Collapsing onto my bed, I quickly feel my consciousness fading away. Can't keep my eyes open. ... Well, that was an experience. Ladies screaming all the time. All right, let's continue on with the tale.